The hills of South Carolina were once the secretive home of America's moonshining distilleries. But now tucked in amongst these woods and rivers is Mountain Park, a brand new course designed by one of the greatest golfers of all time. Gary Player was attracted to this corner of South Carolina for its modern mix of tranquil nature, arts and culture. Mountain Park is the Black Knight's take on perfection.
I would describe it as a paradise. It's based in all these magnificent mountains. It's similar to Pinehurst in a way, with not extremity in the greens. I don't believe in having greens that are too undulating. My idea is to make people happy when they play golf, because they have enough pressure during the week. So we have the choice of all these tees that you can use, and the pin placements are always pretty generous, so they go out and they play well.
The Cliffs at Mountain Park is the 7th course across North and South Carolina that makes up the Cliffs communities.
Well, the Cliffs was started about 25 years ago, and it now consists of 7 communities. We have 7 golf courses and a very proud Gary Player golf course here with 2 Jack Nicklaus, 2 Tom Fazio, a Tom Jackson, and the infamous Ben Wright. We represent 14 countries and 42 states here. Here you're allowed. You're allowed to enjoy. You're allowed to join. You're allowed to participate. You're allowed to wear jeans. You're allowed to be healthy. You're allowed to be happy. Our motto here is that when you live with us and enjoy life with us, you're happier and healthier, not one or the other.
Mountain Park is emerging from its first winter and has already gained plenty of interest due to the combination of legendary designer and unique location.
We're in the dark corner where we stand, which is one of the original moonshine areas a century ago. We started 600 feet down at the lake with elevation all the way up to 4,000 feet in Asheville. So we have a little bit of everything here. What I said to Matt Kuchar was we had a parkland lynx, which doesn't make much sense, but when he got here, he realized we had a lynx in a parkland atmosphere. But we're in the southeast of the United States. I'm not sure there's anything more charming in the world than the southeastern part of the United States.
Gary Player liked Mountain Park so much that he not only built a family home in the woods above the front 9, but he set up his international design headquarters across the lake from the back 9. And as senior designer Jeff Lawrence explains, Player made sure the course didn't disrupt the natural beauty of the surrounding landscape.
Mr. Player is a big attribute of contrast, and we really didn't have a whole lot of contrast to work with here. There were really 3 elements: the river and what we were going to introduce, and that's the bunkering and the native grasses. It's not parkland, it's not mountain, it's really something kind of unique, and I'm not sure if there's a right terminology, but the best thing that I could come up with, and Mr. Player coined it, was a low profile, traditional style, and we kind of bring it back to traditional styles of golf.
And out on the course, you get a feel for the exciting layout right away at the 6th hole.
Number 6, it's a medium-length par 4, dogleg right. Large bunker runs down the right-hand side. Plenty of room in the fairway, although it doesn't look like that from the tees. A green sitting on the Saluda River with stacked bunkers, rock outcroppings behind the green really creates a visual wow factor, but it's also very challenging as well. You need to get your tee shot in the fairway. You definitely don't want to be in the right-hand bunker.
We're here at the 7th hole of the Cliffs at Mountain Park, this beautiful, picturesque par 3. As you notice, the river running down on the right-hand side and a huge style bunker on the front of the green. It makes it such a beautiful hole that the Player family also decided to build their house here on number 7. We will be playing 130 yards today downhill, so we'll be looking at a gap wedge. Certainly you don't want to be short, as you'll have the bunker there for you. Right, you have the Saluda River, and long left, or just even left, you have the great mounding on the side. Come on, Bo, go left. Very important to make sure you get the shot spot on. As you can see, I've left myself a 12-foot putt. Not quite as good as when I was lucky enough to have the opportunity recently to play with Michael Jordan, where he hit the pin and unfortunately just fell just an inch away from the cup. So let's just see if we can make this birdie. Yes, A great birdie on such a small but dangerous hole here at the Cliffs of Mountain Park. Let's go and check out some more holes.
The front nine finishes back at the Clubhouse, which again blends Mountain Park's unique mix of lifestyle and history.
This is the dark corner. This is a little more of a rustic area, and it was a great opportunity, rather than to have a conventional clubhouse, to build a whiskey cabin instead of the clubhouse. Instead of a cart barn, we have a party barn. And the other night we had 320 members in with a country western band and Lee's barbecue. You know, when you have a whiskey cabin and a party barn and you're in the dark corner, what are you missing? You're missing a good old bloodhound. So now we have Copper and Sugar, and the members are more interested in the dogs now than us. But it finished off the atmosphere right next to our fire pit and our horseshoes, so it's fun.
Back on course, the final stretch of holes are nicknamed the Joust, in honor of designer Gary Player, the Black Knight.
A great set of finishing holes, 15 through 18. 15, a long par 5. We have a little gun sight approach. You really need to either make a decision and lay up, or go for it and try to thread the needle through the bunkers. Pot bunker on the right-hand side. There's also a safety valve if you want to play outright. There's 2 fairways, a tree that dissects both. So it's really a decision on your second shot, how you want to approach the greens. 16, the longest par 3 on the golf course, 245 from the back tees. I think it's about 185 from the members' tees. The Saluda River runs along the left, large green. Everything feeds in right to left, so the play is hit it at the right edge of the green and let the ball feed into the green. Anything on the putting surface is a good shot. Take 3 and go to the next hole. 17, elevated tee placed to in a generous landing area to a very narrow green. It's a short par 4, drivable in some cases depending on what tee you play and the conditions. So it's really something that you need to make a decision on the tee, whether I'm going for it or it's a position hole, depending on the pin placement on the long, narrow green. And then following up with at number 18, another long par 5 with a small little creek running in front. So it's really a layup hole for most, unless you really hit a big tee shot. And then a long, narrow green perpendicular to the line of play, really test the approach shot. And it's a great rotation of 4 finishing holes that really will test your game, but it's also risk-reward. You really have to think your way around. And I think everybody that plays it, whether what handicap you are, what level of golfer you are, you'll really enjoy those 4 finishing holes.
The Cliffs at Mountain Park has made a point of doing things differently. A modern approach to community lifestyle in an old-world setting, coupled with a traditional design.
It's been well received. We've gotten some nice accolades in national publications, etc. It's been well received by the members. Mr. Player is extremely happy with the outcome of the golf course, and it's going to only get better.
When everybody comes to the southeast of the United States, and certainly here, they expect the southern hospitality, they expect the grits and the fried chicken, but there's a pinch of the cheek that you don't necessarily get anywhere else. So this is a very unique feeling, and every day you're meeting new people, nice people who become your friends.